Welcome back to Bernard's Garage, episode 3 of the VL. Gonna block this thing down, mask it up, get it in the booth, and get it ready to paint. I've already sort of cheated. This primer had been on here for a while, and this particular primer tends to basically turn into cement. Gets pretty hard. So yeah, I've just gone over the whole car quickly, taken the top off with the orbital sander with some fine sandpaper. I'm gonna get a 240 on my block and start blocking it back. Won't go too heavily into the blocking process. Probably just grab a bit of footage of the blocking, a bit of footage of the masking, and get in the booth and get into the exciting stuff. So what's going to be hours of work here will be me spraying this car, making it look nice and pretty, probably in about 30 seconds. Alright, we are in the booth. Got it all rubbed down, come up pretty nice, looking pretty straight. So yeah, gonna start masking this thing up. All the door jambs and everything back masked up. So get a nice edge between the inside and the outside. Should be pretty good. We'll get a little bit of that on camera and then we'll start painting. So what I'm gonna do here is pretty common practice. So we're painting the outside of the car. But obviously not the stuff that I've already painted. But we want to get a nice edge between the fresh paint and the stuff that we've already painted. So basically what you do is you use soft edge mask or back mask, or I don't know if there's another term for it, that's the only two terms I've heard, where you just fold the edge of the masking tape over like that and stick it on your edge. So we've got this soft edge here. So the clear coat will come down and it'll softly join up with this other edge, as opposed to just sticking that edge, we'd get a hard line, which is what we don't want. So yeah, just gonna go around and hit all of these painted parts, the jams and everything, back mask it all, plastic it up, and then get ready to start painting it. All right, so we're in the booth, all masked up, ready to go, all rubbed down. I'm gonna wax and grease remove it and get straight into the painting. So the first thing I'm going to do is put down like a black base coat, cover coat, to get one uniform colour over the car, seal up all these spots where I've rubbed through back to metal and stuff, and then get into the colour. Let's get on with it. Just something I want to point out here, even if you're painting at home in the shed with a spray can, this is my Prepsol rag after 2 panels, and then this is my takeoff rag. So that's what you're going to be painting over if you don't use wax and grease remover. So it's not only to get any contaminants off the panel that might cause fish eyes or the paint not to stick or anything like that, but just all that dirt that you're getting off. That's, you know, even if you're just painting, like you want to paint a badge on your car or something with a spray can, set of wheels, anything, that's what you're going to be painting over. So that's why it's so important to use wax and grease remover if you're painting, and you know, just get all this crap off the panel, or else you're going to be painting over it, which probably isn't that great. Just another thing that I'd like to point out quickly too. So you've done your wax and grease remover, you've wiped it on, you've wiped it off, and then you paint, and you still get fish eyes, or you still get some weird shit popping up in your paint, or later on down the track something flakes off and you're like, what the fuck? Like, why did that happen? So what I like to do is after I finish Prepsol, I'm going to grab another clean rag, wipe over the whole car, it's probably a bit hard to see on camera, but there's still quite a lot of dirt coming off. And again, that's what you're just going to be painting over. So the cleaning process is incredibly important. Also, I'd like to point out that I'm using microfiber towels. If you're going to wax and grease remove or Prepsol, start using microfiber towels. They're killer. Like, you use less Prepsol because the rag doesn't soak it up. And when you're done with them, you just wash them and use them again. Alright, so I've just got this running at 10 times speed, just putting a black base coat down. I think I ended up doing 3 coats of black, just to get even coverage over the car for when I put the colour down. It's going to go on top of an even coat and to hide all those rub throughs. So if we have a look now, the car's got a couple of coats of black on it and then putting the base coat down. So this is the first coat of base coat or the colour. I reckon from memory I did probably 4 or 5 coats of colour just to make sure that it was all nice and even and covered, especially in all the hard to get to spots like the sill panels and anything that might have a shadow cast on it. So you've got to be very careful when you're painting around the wheel arches and stuff like that. You've got to make sure 100% of the paint that it's covered. Otherwise you'll get your nice clear coat on there and you'll be able to see through to the black underneath or the primer. So this is the first coat of clear going down. It always amazes me how much gloss you get straight away just out of that 2K clear coat, even with just 1 coat. Ended up putting 3 coats of clear on the car. Smashed the last 2 on pretty heavily, so it's got a lot of clear, and you can see the overspray there messing with the camera. Interesting thing about this side draft booth, how it pulls front to back. A friend of mine that's a painter did point out that I should have painted the car front to back, so the overspray is pulled away from the car. Something for me to keep in mind for next time, a good learning experience. So I should have started with the boot lid and worked my way down to the bonnet instead of doing it the way that I did with the boot lid last. You can see there the overspray going over the car, so yeah. And this is a look at it all finished just after a bake. Okay guys, so yeah, it took me a while to get this video up. I've been absolutely flat out at the shop, so getting the time to edit it has just been ridiculous, which is great because I'm busy. So yeah, I actually have managed to get the other parts painted as well, all the mouldings and the bumpers and everything. I did get a quick bit of footage of that, but nothing too major or exciting. Stay tuned for the next episode. I'm going to start fitting the bumpers and all the side mouldings and all the stuff back onto it and move on to the next stages, getting it buffed, all that kind of thing. So I will be filming it all, so stay tuned for that. Check out the links below for my website, Instagram, Facebook, Patreon, blah, 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 blah. Like, subscribe. Thank you so much for your support. See you next time.